unlocks, play, unlocks, play, unlocks, play. Hello and welcome back to the Rogues Gallery. This is Heart and Slash. Now, you may not believe this, but Heart and Slash is a hack and slash game. So our first order of business is whenever you start a run, you get 3 items. Conveniently, you can carry 3 items, a primary and 2 secondary. So it looks like we got a rubber shield, which is not that great. Boxing gloves, which are a pretty good weapon. And we got a body part. So we have 4 body parts: head, arms, torso, and legs. This one makes us resistant to plasma. So another thing you gotta know is that this is the distant future. The year 2000. The humans are dead. We used poisonous gases. But the story is you are Heart. You are the last free robot after a quality control system went crazy and killed all the humans, and your job is to escape the facility. And you do that by, in this case, punching everything you run across. The combat system is not bad, actually. You have a weak attack, a strong attack, and depending on what weapon you use, you can do different combos with each. The boxing glove, for example, the strong attack does one really big hit that knocks most enemies back. We've got a dodge, a double jump, and that's about it for the moveset. So I didn't find any really interesting weapons to show off. I did get the shield, which will bounce back anyone that attacks you. So I guess we should start with the damning parts about Heart and Slash. What makes it not so great, and that is the length. This game is really long, and that is mostly because the level generation just creates this sprawling, maze-like mass. Also, sometimes you can find random upgrades. Looks like we got a Frankie head. Gives us physical resistance. Anyway, it reminds me a lot of a game I played in the old thread, which was Spartan Fist. Spartan Fist was pretty short. It was kind of similar in a simple hack and slashing way. By the way, that armor I picked up lets me see enemy health bars, which is cool, I guess. Not super helpful, but it's something nice to look at. Anyway, in contrast, Spartan Fist was a pretty short game, and this game is pretty long. It can take, if you do a complete run, I would say probably around an hour and a half, depending on how lucky you get with just how rooms are generated. And that's really the problem. I think most roguelites should be, especially in games where, you know, you're expected to die and start over, runs shouldn't take a huge investment of your time. This game, though, when you sit down to play, you're sitting down to play for a while. Which is a shame, because as I said, the combat system is actually, it doesn't feel too bad. It's pretty serviceable. So you might notice as I kill these robots, I get more junk, which appears on the top right of the screen. Once I get enough junk, I'll be able to upgrade. What do we got? Oh, this is nice. So weapons have different elements. I believe there's fire, electricity, poison, neutral, and then there are Vorpal weapons which cut through armor. But this is important because some enemies have resistances to certain types of weapons. Vorpal is obviously the best type, because I don't think anyone can resist it. But electricity is not too bad. This might come in handy later. In theory, you're supposed to be able to tell by the light on your enemy's face, although I've never been able to. They don't stand out much to me. So it looks like the strong attack for our hammer blew the lightning out of it. Maybe it'll come back. That's a little underwhelming. The way unlocks work in this game, by the way, is there are certain quests, basically things you have to do to unlock weapons, if you will. One of them is, for example, kill 50 armor guys and you get Vorpal weapons. And those can be seen in the main menu. I didn't take a look at them, but that's where they are. What do we got? More flying guys. The armor set I picked up is pretty nice. It's gonna reduce a lot of the damage I take. And it looks like we have about enough for an upgrade whenever I get a chance. You know what? Let's do it now. So at any time you can access your upgrade menu. You have your body parts, your weapons, and just your basic stats. So first we're going to upgrade our recycling unit. When you upgrade your basic stats, you get more hearts. And improved recycling unit also gives you more junk from killing enemies. And because we have a little extra, let's invest in our boxing gloves. We're going to make them faster, and we're going to make them stronger. Let's see the result that has. Not bad. I might have invested in the hammer. That might have been a better choice. But we can always do that later. Extra recycling is a good investment because, as I said, this game is long, so you have plenty of time to kill enemies and get scrap. Let's see if we can't find the boss of this area. So most of the time, if you wanted to, you could just run through every room, but there are occasionally these special rooms that force you to clear the enemies before you leave. And you might have noticed when I hit that guy, he had little resist text on him. So he was resisting some of the damage from my attacks. Not a lot, because my weapon's upgraded, but a little bit. Which is why you always want to carry another weapon of a different type, if you can find one. Still worth it to kill these guys, so I'm not skipping everything just yet. Actually, we should see how much it costs to upgrade our hammer. I have played this game a bit. I beat it, but there are a lot of weapons, so it's hard to remember what everything does. And there's some I still haven't seen. Alright, these guys suck. They have armor, which means I hit them, and I slowly break the armor off. But it takes quite a while. Plus you get knocked back every time. Sometimes you fall off the edge. Thankfully it's not a big penalty for it. Alright, let's take a look at our hammer here. Oh, an electric sword. Well, we already got an electric weapon, so another thing we could do with this is recycle it. And that'll give us some more health. We could actually recycle weapons that we have on us right now. We'd lose them, of course, but if you're in a pinch, that's one way to get some health. Looks like this is a dead end. Yeah, I'd say the hammer upgrade was a pretty good investment. We could even upgrade it again. Yeah, that didn't work out for me. Fun thing, if you punch a missile, you can knock it back. You can also jump, attack, and then double jump out of the air and out from under these pits. If you're feeling daring, like myself. And with that, we've made it to the first boss. This guy's actually ridiculously easy. So you hit his leg, it staggers him, then you hit his main body. And as long as you have an upgraded weapon, it only takes about 30 seconds and you win. Which will take us to the sewers. Beating the boss will also give you a pretty good chunk of scrap. So we're going to invest that in our hammer. And now we'll see how fast we can get through the sewers. I actually hate this level a lot because it is much more vertical than the last one, which means it takes longer to get around and figure out where you're supposed to go. And in general, it's much more of a pain in the ass just to get anywhere. Yeah, these boxing gloves have kind of fallen off. The hammer, though, putting in the work. Looks like a dead end back here. So let's head on up to the surface. Yeah, we'll drop the shield, pick up the twin blades. And see what's going on up here. Oh, it looks like we're in luck. Well, maybe not that much luck. The boss, it turns out, is right behind this next door. I'm doing an absolutely awful job at surviving, though. There is an upgrade somewhere in this room, as you can tell on the mini-map by the little wrench icon. If I can find that, I can heal up a little bit. Hopefully. Or I could just go next door. Oh no. So this is a platforming little puzzle here. You get one shot. Got it. So let's recycle this for some hearts, and we'll recycle this one too. And we'll even invest a little more in our body to jump higher, I think. That'll give us some more hearts. And that'll hopefully be enough to beat the boss. So supposedly there's 2 bosses in this level, but I've only ever run into one. And that's my favorite policeman, Lieutenant Colonel Copgore. So his deal is that he will fly by and drop missiles and fly by and drop enemies. One thing I haven't really mentioned is there is friendly fire in this game, which is great. Alright, so this is the attack I've been waiting for. I have to punch this missile back at him, and that will actually deal damage to it. Nice thing about this fight is you'll always get a lot of scrap out of it because you keep spawning enemies. And got him.